The loudest man is not the strongest man. Most of the time is actually the weakest man. Guys, a lot of time when you're doing your own thing, you're working on yourself, you're grinding, you're on your road to success, all right, you're growing, you'll see a lot of other dudes that they feel low self-esteem just by looking at you. You're kind of irritating them because you're kind of showing them that they haven't gone for it. So they feel low self-esteem and they'll try to bring you down. They'll try to shake you. Don't let that hijack your mind, all right? I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger. In my 18, 19, 20, I used to fight a lot in the streets. I went to court. I did a lot of useless stuff that wasted my time that I regret. I hope and I wish that it was done another way. But all I want to say to you guys that those kind of things, those kind of things when they happen to you, the situations, you really got to stay in your mind. You got to stay focused and don't let those outside events hijack your mind. If it happens to you, it's because you're doing good things. Nobody will try to bring down someone that is lower than them, all right? A lot of time I wear tank tops in the street and I hear people maybe talking shit about me when I'm walking. Oh, look at this guy. He thinks he's big. He must have, I don't know, a small, you know what I mean? Oh, this guy is on roids. Oh, this guy thinks he's strong. Oh, this, oh, that. I hear it all the time. And now I'm very happy that I'm able to kind of stay in my zone. And it's hard. It's not easy, all right? A lot of time you want to engage and get into an argument, get into a fight. But guys, don't do that. Stay focused. And if it happens to you, don't worry. It's because you're doing the good thing, all right? The loudest man, the man that is trying to prove you he's a man, the man that is trying to intimidate you, and it will happen. It will happen. Don't think that life will just be an easy road, all right? No obstacles. No, it's going to be ups and downs. You're going to have a lot of obstacles. You're going to have a lot of dogs barking on the street. But if you're riding your car and you're going to stop at each door, at each dog and kind of put them back in their place, you'll never arrive to your destination, all right? Let those dogs bark and don't really engage in it. And it's normal, you know? I'm making this video because it happens to me pretty often, you know, and people kind of, when you're fit, you know, it happens pretty often unless you're 6'5" and nobody want to talk to you, but I'm 5'7", so it's very easy for people to feel a bit intimidated, but I'm not that unapproachable, so people will try to maybe, hey, I'm stronger than you, hey, I can do this, hey, you want to arm wrestle me? I'm like, no man, you're good, you're stronger than me, good job, have a good day. You know, I wasted a lot of years. I went to court. Can you imagine? I got my dad to come to court. That was like the word. One of the things that I regret the most in my life, because I got my dad to go into court and he told me he never been there just because of me. Now he passed away, and it's things like that that I regret. Why? Because I wanted to prove that I was a man because someone else insulted me and I wanted to punch them. And I did punch them, and then he went to the hospital because he had an eye issue. Next thing you know, they complain about me, police come and take me. That was back in Syria, and it's just not a good look. If you're a man, you don't need to prove others that you're a man. And a man is not the guy that is the most arrogant or look everybody in the eyes or he wants to be the biggest guy on the street. I used to be like this at 18 years old. I used to walk in the street and I'm like, I want to be the biggest. And if I see someone bigger than me, I used to look at them and try to fight them. But because deep down, I had a low self-esteem issue. I don't know what it was, all right? I can't tell. Maybe the way I grew up, I don't know. But that's not the point. The point is that you're just wasting your time engaging with those people. Just go in your own way. Let people think that, I don't know, you're not capable or whatever it is. It's all right, you know, you're doing your own thing. Let your mind be so strong that it can't be hijacked. So you have your own thoughts, and sometimes, let's say someone tells you something you don't like, our mind gets hijacked. All we think about is that little event. We forget everything else. All the mind kind of system gets hijacked, and the goal is never letting your mind hijack. So the way you wake up, you keep that same mindset and that same flow all through the day, all right? No outside event can affect it. No outside event can affect the way you're thinking, the way you're reacting, you know, and that's really, for me, that's the ultimate goal, is self-control. If you can't control yourself, and every little person that is telling you, well, you look bad, or I'm stronger than you, or you're weak, you're gonna go and stop everything. You're sacrificing everything that you're building just to engage with that person. It's not the right thing to do, and most guys can't self-control and can't just stay on their grind and just keep doing their thing, because it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna prove him that I'm stronger. You don't need to prove him. You know how you prove him? By doing your own thing and by succeeding in life, and by getting control on yourself and doing the things that you want to do and pursuing your dreams and pursuing your goals. You know, I know guys that When I was 20 years old, they used to be the strongest, the most badass guys. And guess where they are now? Nowhere to be found. You know, I don't even know. They may be in prison or in the streets, or they're probably dead. All right, so that's not what being a man is. Not bringing other people down, and that's just low self-esteem. And guys, don't let that hijack your mind. Stay focused, stay on your grind, do your own thing. You know, sometimes put your music, stay focused, and that's really what it's all about for me now. It's yeah, man, it's self-control. Self-control goes back to fapping also. I had a client that told me, I can't not fap. It's so hard. It's the hardest thing. For me, that's the way I find my pleasure. I'm like, you're being controlled by this. How weak of him. I didn't tell him that because I knew it would break him. But how weak of a man are you that you can't even control not opening and watching pornography? Come on. Come on, I can't, like, the conversation just stops there. If you can't even control yourself enough to open up pornography and watch it, you're basically being governed by it. You're a slave of pornography. I don't know what's going on with the man nowadays, but guys, we gotta step it up. And it's not with fighting with other men or fighting or being arrogant or being, arrogant, but stay in control on yourself. All right, I'm really focusing on, I'm reading a lot of books about stoicism, and it's a nice philosophy that I really relate to. And that's pretty much it, you know, because we're bodybuilders, but at the same time, it's not because I'm not trying to show off. I'm not trying to show my big muscles and tell people, hey, I'm better than you. That's not the best guy. That's not the strongest guy. You'll see most of the time the strongest guy, the biggest guy in this gym is actually the sweetest guy and the guy that is going to help everyone because he knows he's stronger. There's no point of bringing people down, all right? And when you're strong, it's because you've been through a lot of stuff. And when you've been through a lot of stuff, you don't wish it on anybody else. So you know what it feels like. You know what it feels like to be, let's say, rejected. So you're not going to do it to other people. But people that don't know it, that fakes their way up there, well, they'll use that. Most people, it's people that took PEDs and they're so happy now they have those muscles. So they got to show everyone that I'm the biggest guy. Because they didn't do it the right way. They didn't learn the values that come with it. It's like making $1 million. I can give a guy $1 million and he will lose it if he didn't learn the values. But now, someone that made $1 million, that learned the values, that went to, I don't know, work, he started at the bottom. He started as a dishwasher and then he worked up his way to become a chef and then a restaurant owner and then a manager and then he owns many restaurants. Well, he's gonna act with the dishwasher and treat the dishwasher at his restaurant differently because he knows what it's like. All right, so it's the values in the process. It's not the end goal, but it's what the process makes you. Let's say today you're in sales, or you know what? Let's keep it in bodybuilding. You've been training to win a competition. You've been training, I don't know, for a year. Non-stop, you're preparing for this competition. The day of this competition comes and guess what? You lose. Do you think that you've wasted the whole year and that it's all gone out of the window and it's all of a waste? Not at all. Because those days, those workouts, every single day, those meals you ate, that's what made you. It's what you become in that process. Is those things, the values that you learned, that's what you become. And those things makes you just a better man, all right? And winning the competition is just gonna be an outcome that will eventually come, all right? But that's not the goal of it. You can sign up to a competition where there's barely anybody in shape and you can win. As opposed to someone that goes through the hard times, go through the ups and downs, keep going at it, stay consistent. It's the process that makes us. It's the process that teaches us everything. And the process is the reward. That's it for this video, guys. Stay humble. You know, it's finding a man that is humble and at the same time strong, at the same time successful, at the same time in control, and at the same time helping others. That's really what I want to do, and that's really my goal. And that's really, for me, the peak of man. The ultimate manhood. You know, it's rare to find some people tell me who's your best celebrity or your fitness influencers. It's rare for me to find someone that nailed it on every single level, you know, someone that at the same time has the values that I believe a man should have and still help others and still is in shape himself and still killing it at his business, at the gym and all the other aspects. So let us be our own heroes. That's it for this video, guys. Just to motivate you a bit. Stay humble. Don't let anything hijack your mind. Don't let outside events dictate the way you react. All right. And that's it. Stoicism says we are not in control of outside event, but we are in control of how we react to them. All right. It's a good weather, good. It's raining, good. Whatever it is, it's just meant to be that way. Just go with it, and that's it. See you guys soon. I'm gonna eat my meal and go work.